Hey, I'm Axel. Are we alone in the universe? I have some thoughts, and Notebook LM has some thoughts about my thoughts. So let's light this rocket.
Hey everyone, ready for another deep dive? Today we're wading into some seriously deep waters. We're talking about the big one, the question that's haunted humanity for as long as we've looked up at the stars.
Are we alone in the universe?
Exactly, and for this deep dive, we're zeroing in on this excerpt exploring the Fermi paradox. You know, the mind-blowing contradiction between the high probability of extraterrestrial life and the fact that, well, we haven't bumped into any cosmic neighbors yet.
Right, it's a head-scratcher.
Yeah.
If the universe is this teeming cosmic ocean of planets and possibilities, why haven't we found another boat bobbing along with us?
That's exactly what we're diving into today.
Sounds like a fascinating deep dive.
It really is. So the excerpt kicks off by talking about expansion. It basically argues that a natural progression for any civilization, once it hits a certain level of technological advancement, is to start spreading out, colonizing new worlds, really embracing that whole spacefaring pioneer spirit.
Yeah, it's a pretty compelling argument, and if you think about it, it makes sense. Even looking back at human history, we see this drive to explore, to push boundaries, again and again.
Exactly. Think about ancient civilizations migrating across continents, exploring new lands. It's like this inherent human urge to see what's beyond the horizon, what else is out there. So if it's so natural for us, why wouldn't it be for other civilizations?
Right, and that's the crux of the Fermi paradox, isn't it? We assume this drive to expand is universal, but what if it's not? What if it's not about a lack of drive, but a change in priorities as a civilization advances?
Now that is an interesting thought. Could a civilization just decide, nah, we're good here? The excerpt specifically points out how reproductive choices might evolve as a civilization changes. Maybe, as societies advance, having children just isn't the priority it once was.
It's an intriguing thought, isn't it? It challenges our assumptions about what an advanced civilization would value. Maybe their definition of progress is completely different from ours.
So it could be internal societal factors holding them back, but this excerpt doesn't stop there. It throws out some seriously out there possibilities, like what if we're all just living in a cosmic zoo, unknowingly observed by some super advanced civilization?
The zoo hypothesis. It's a mind-bending concept, but it does have a certain logic to it, especially if you look at our own behavior here on Earth. We create nature preserves, we protect endangered species. Could it be that we're part of something similar on a much grander scale?
It's making me look over my shoulder a little, I'll tell you that. But then it gets even weirder. What if, and this one's a doozy, what if our reality is nothing more than a complex simulation, a giant computer program created by a civilization with technology so advanced we can't even begin to grasp it?
The simulation hypothesis. It's a real trip down the rabbit hole of reality and existence, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, if our experiences, our memories, our consciousness, if all that could be simulated, what does that even mean for our understanding of what's real?
So we've got the zoo, we've got the simulation, and then there's this other analogy. The excerpt compares advanced civilizations to us observing ants. They're out there, but we're just too insignificant to even notice. Like ants crawling around on a mound. They probably don't even think about us.
It's a humbling thought, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it highlights the vast scales we're dealing with here. The universe is so mind-bogglingly huge, and we're just this tiny little speck. There could be forms of life out there so advanced and so beyond our comprehension that we wouldn't even register on their radar.
So where does that leave us? We've explored these mind-blowing possibilities, shifts in societal values, cosmic zoos, simulations, and we're basically cosmic ants. What's the takeaway here?
I think the biggest takeaway is that we simply don't know. The Fermi paradox is a reminder of just how much we don't understand about the universe. It's this giant question mark hanging over our heads. And maybe that's okay. Maybe we'll find answers someday, maybe we won't. But the real value lies in asking these questions, in pushing the boundaries of our knowledge and our imaginations.
I love that. Even if we never shake hands with an alien, just thinking about these possibilities, it opens up our minds, forces us to confront some really big existential questions.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe that's the answer. Maybe the universe isn't about finding all the answers, but it's more about the journey of asking the right questions.
And that is a wrap on another deep dive.